Superman fans to your speeding bulletin for the week September 21st to September 27, 2012. A week which saw a Man of Steel spoiler from LEGO, details on this week's new Young Justice episode, and a comic book crossover with a power tool company. Let's get into it. Brickset, an online resource for LEGO collectors, has posted the names of upcoming playsets which appear to reveal spoiler details for the Man of Steel movie. The title of the 3 LEGO playsets in question are Superman Battle of Smallville, Superman Metropolis Showdown, and Superman Black Zero Escape. The last one seems to indicate the presence of a previously unknown villain by the name of Black Zero. However, Black Zero could also simply be the name of a collection of Kryptonian villains led by General Zod. We'll just have to wait for more information before we know for sure. MediaGeekNetwork.com just published an interview they conducted with Henry Cavill back when he was promoting the release of Immortals and still in the middle of production on Man of Steel. They asked him about playing characters like Theseus and Superman. In regards to playing such an iconic character as Superman, Henry said, "It's a wonderful opportunity, it's exciting, and it's so much fun." Jay Oliver spoke about his time as storyboard artist on Man of Steel, discussing the process working on the movie while also working on the animated film The Dark Knight Returns. You can check out the video interview at sci-fi-tvzone.net. In TV news, DC Nation will continue the adventures of Young Justice with new episodes throughout the US fall. Also returning are the comedic animated shorts and exclusive behind-the-scenes views of the DC Universe. The full hour of new content begins Saturday, September 29th at 10 AM on Cartoon Network. Speaking of which, Cartoon Network and DC Entertainment released 9 images and 2 preview clips for Satisfaction, the upcoming new episode of the Young Justice Invasion animated series. In this episode, Roy Harper seeks vengeance against the man who ruined his life. Satisfaction airs on Saturday, September 29th at 10:30 AM on Cartoon Network. While a preview clip for Don't Fight Girls, the upcoming new episode of the Super Best Friends Forever animated shorts, was also released. This episode features Solomon Grundy and will also air on Saturday as part of the DC Nation block. In comic book news, Newsarama.com caught up with Supergirl co-writer Mike Johnson and asked him about what took place in Supergirl number 0 and what we can expect from the Maid of Might moving forward. He said things will be changing for Kara, but it won't be overnight. You don't want to play up Kara's aloneness forever, but it wouldn't be true to the character if we just wrapped it up with a tidy bow and showed her feeling totally at ease with Earth and with Kal. DC Entertainment have joined forces with Craftsman to create a comic book crossover between the Justice League and the Craftsman Bolt-On system, America's largest modular power tool attachment system. You'll be able to view or download the comic online at craftsmancomic.com beginning October 1st. Superman comics we reviewed this week included Justice League Zero, which was reviewed by Ralph Silver, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "Brings the origin of Shazam into the New 52 universe." James Lance reviewed Supergirl Zero, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying he's looking forward to discovering more about these dangling plot threads as this title continues. Smallville Season 11, Chapter 17 was reviewed by Mark Pritchard, who stated there was much to appreciate about this week's chapter, and he gave it a 4 out of 5 score. Young Justice number 20 was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said the leap into Invasion isn't handled well, but still gave it a 4 out of 5 score. Superman comics available this week from September 26 include Amy Comic Girls number 3 digital comic has been available since September 24, Superman Beyond number 8 digital comic, Justice League number 12 second printing, Superman Zero, which is available in a variant cover, Superman Family Adventures number 5, Teen Titans Zero is also available in a variant cover, and Smallville Season 11 Chapter 18 digital comics available September 28th. Superman homepage online store is everything you need for the newest member of your family. Clothing, cups, bibs, blankets, costumes and more. Like this Superman in Training infant onesies snapsuit available from $19.95. Or grab a Superman caped bib and booty set for just $11.99. These and other great Superman baby items are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment and DC Entertainment unveiled details for the Injustice Gods Among Us Collector's Edition. Available beginning April 2013 and retailing for $99.99, the North American Injustice Gods Among Us Collector's Edition includes an exclusive 13-inch tall DC collectible statue featuring iconic characters Batman and Wonder Woman, the Fortress of Solitude, and the last son of Krypton's escape ship. A special collector's edition of a brand new DC Comics series, and a digital download of DC Universe animated film Justice League Doom. The UK and US versions of the collector's edition will feature different statues, and the UK version will include a steelbook case that isn't with the US version. I'm also hearing that the Australian and New Zealand release of this will be the same as the UK version. The Superman exhibit, set to be a permanent fixture inside the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, will be unveiled on Thursday, October 11. The unveiling will start at 5 p.m. with a meet and greet to take place in the baggage claim area. Restoration work on the dilapidated Massac Theatre in Metropolis, Illinois continues. Owner Larry Ward, Noel Neal's manager, and the Save the Massac group's first job was to give the building a new roof. With that completed, they're now concentrating on the theatre's facade. No completion date is known as yet. Episode 93 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now available to listen to. Scotty and I discuss Man of Steel cast comments, Man of Steel villain rumours, DC Nation's return, Superman Annual Number 1, all the relevant Zero issues, Smallville Season 11, the Injustice Gods Among Us video game, and much more. Check it out at supermanhomepage.com/radio. And that's all the Superman news there was for the week, September 21st and September 27th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and thanks for watching. I bought this new shirt the other day, and it reminded me that I really haven't been... What in the world is that cat doing? I digress. I haven't been all that happy with the amount of merchandise, clothing, statues, toys, and otherwise that are related to the New 52. The shirt here that I have on, I think it's an awesome shirt. It's kind of like a watercolor, maybe, drawing. I'm not sure who the artist is. I'm sure it might be somewhere on the shirt, but I like how it looks. Superman, of course, front and center, but at the bottom, so the focus, of course, is on Batman, who's spread out across the top. But that's not, I've talked about that before. I think the creators and the artists and the writers and maybe even DC themselves favor Batman over everybody else. You can see it in the stories. You can see it in a lot of the artwork for the Justice League. He's the front and center guy. They've also made him the leader of the team. And there's some argument between team members who should be the leader at this point. Batman says things like that's not up for debate, which I would too if I had been chosen to be the leader in the first place and now people wanted to remove me. But again, I digress. I bought the shirt because I really like it, but I would also like to see some New 52 stuff. Now, is this indicative of the fact that, as most fans who hated the changes to begin with believe that it's going to go back, revert back to what it used to be once they run out of steam? Or, is this the new continuity for the next 20 years until they reboot again? We've been talking about that for a while. Most of the bitter fans, or the fans who are really upset about the changes, seem to think that it's going to revert back and that this is not going to stand. Too much Batman, not enough Superman. What is that? Is that better? I don't mind seeing him. There. And that it's a gimmick, and that they're just using it to try and sell some books, and when they get when they start to die down and they'll go back to normal to try to sell books again. And that may be the case. I'm sure that's part of it. Obviously, they want to try to boost sales. Sales haven't been great for comics in quite a long time, and they want to do anything they can. It's always been like that. Every event they ever have, any crossover they have, anytime they reboot, any death, anything like that, it's all gimmicks, and it's all to try to sell books, but it also can end up telling good stories. I mentioned on Radio KAL, which also came out this week, that the Wonder Woman thing, the way it came about in Justice League 12, didn't seem particularly authentic, or that it came from a natural place any more than, I mean, I guess it, you know, in the story, Wonder Woman seems, she's emotionally distraught. You know, she's had to break it off with Steve Trevor a second time to protect him. Superman feels alone. They both feel alone, so they end up kissing. But I didn't feel like it was like it came from a place of these two characters being attracted to each other before that. It just suddenly was there. And I know they want to do that, and I don't mind, and it makes sense that the two most powerful beings on the planet may be attracted to each other. They have some of the same ideals. They feel the same way about certain things. But I would have liked to have seen some sort of attraction, flirtation, togetherness before that, before they decided to suddenly kiss, because now it just kind of looks like, well, you're my rebound guy because Steve Trevor can't be with me, and I'm going to kiss you now. But, you know, the story will develop. We'll see how it goes. But, again, I need to digress because I'm off topic. I'm going to end up, you know, they don't keep you around when you stay off topic very long. But anyway, I like the idea of changing costumes sometimes. Not huge changes, not Superman electric, although I thought it was good for a storyline. We all knew it was going to go back, even though they were saying at the time that it's the new Superman and that he's never going to go back to the old clothing. I like it. A change every once in a while, you know, shake it up a little bit, makes it interesting. And the new costume is not that different. You know, when I was younger, my friends and I used to play, you know, dice and paper games. And one of them was Marvel superheroes. Don't ask me why we didn't play DC. They were more into Marvel, and it didn't really matter. It's the same game. You make your own hero. You run around saving people, stopping crimes. And one of the coolest things was, you know, designing what your character looked like, describing who you were, that kind of thing. Same thing with DC Online. One of the most, you know, detailed parts of the game is how many changes you can make to your uniform and what your powers look like, and I think that, you know, part of the fun of the game then is seeing that in action, and you can change it later, you can change it up. I understand traditional, and I understand that Superman's a symbol and that he should look a certain way. And that's why the new 52 doesn't bother me that much, because it's really still evident that it's clearly the same Superman and pretty close to the same uniform. It really is only minus the briefs, which were a sticking point for a lot of non-fans or generic people who just thought it was silly, and who cares. But I'd like to see some more shirts, some more, and I know there's some statues and things coming out in the future, but it's one of those things that I think they should have done a little sooner. But anyway, that's just my opinion, and who am I? This has been great, Scott, everybody. Remember, don't forget to change your clothes tomorrow.